All right, everybody, we're going to get this started. Just going to update you on two things. One is the heavy rain that's developing to the south, and it's a lot of rain just west of Tuscaloosa. And then going to talk about an issue next week that's developing with the forecast. I know I put out the 10-day kind of explainer graphic with that area low pressure that has been kind of playing around in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, it's looking like it's going to drift a little bit to the north. So again, for some of you just getting on here, going to talk, and this will replay as well. But two things we're watching is heavier rain coming in this afternoon. It's developing near Tuscaloosa right now. And next week's Wednesday, Thursday time frame is starting to look wetter because of an upper level cutoff low. So let's get in here and talk about the rain that's developing down to our south now. Down here, again, we've got some heavy rain southwest of Hartselle, but just want to kind of focus in on this area here. Northwest of Tuscaloosa. This is behind the frontal boundary. We're not looking at any severe weather, but this is just very heavy rain that's developing. And this is going to continue to drift to the north. So big issues here, probably arriving by the, I would say, 5-6 o'clock time frame as this all lifts to the north. As far as the rain we've got going on right now in the Hartselle area, Falkville, that's some very heavy rain. In fact, let me go ahead and shift this to the closer radar here. Sorry, I'm zooming around a lot. But again, this is going to be the high top next rad. And it's just ahead of that front, we're still in the 70s, but behind it, we're in the 50s. So I expect the front to continue to slowly move to the east. But again, some issues out there during the early afternoon hours. Oh, Amanda, just again, if you're just getting on here, we're not tracking any severe weather. I'm updating everyone on the heavy rain that's coming later in the day, probably around the evening commute. It's all developing to the south. And then some changes down the road regarding the middle of next week. So again, more heavy rain coming in. Now let's focus on next week. And when we come down here to look at the model guidance, in fact, some of you want to know, when's this rain going to get out of here later today, right? Or for the weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and shift this to a closer view. And here's basically the rain today. It kind of let up early on, but then there's more rain coming back tonight. You can kind of see that coming in. And then the soaking rain overnight. This is tomorrow morning. Again, North Alabama right in here. No severe weather threat. This is all heavy rain. And we're finally going to get some rain east into Jackson, DeKalb County. I say that as if it's a good thing, but we've had plenty of rain out there. But notice as we get into, this is Friday afternoon, spotty showers. The heavier rain will shift a little bit south. But also notice we've got over in here, this is called a backdoor cold front or a wedge. And that's going to be bringing in cooler air and more of an easterly wind, likely into eastern Alabama. And that's Saturday morning. And that makes it tricky because sometimes you can get rain that kind of builds up along this boundary, and you can kind of see it moving into eastern Madison County and Lake Guntersville area. That's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday. We'll go over temperatures in a second. But notice how it holds fairly strong, and it's actually going to come back next week at some point. But Sunday looks great. Let's time this Saturday rain to get out of here. This is about 3 in the afternoon Saturday. So your morning plans Saturday right now look wet with the exception of far northwest Alabama. From the shoals to the west, it looks drier. But overall, a really, really nice looking Sunday. Here's Monday, that easterly wind. And then the problem comes with this Wednesday. Area low pressure down to the south. There's Thursday morning. So Wednesday night into Thursday, it's looking like rain's going to return. So, but no severe weather. So there's some good news there. Let's talk temperatures here real quick. These are going to be pretty much high temperatures we're looking at. I'm going to check for some questions. It's tricky. Saturday's a tricky forecast. Some of the guidance has it out of here earlier, but then some of the guidance says hold on a little bit. It may not move out until later in the day. So what we're looking at is temperatures here. Actually going to do the temperature by hour. And you notice here's temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. This is this afternoon, but that will continue to drop. And it looks like this is already, okay, here's this morning. Never mind, we're catching up. Notice how the temperature difference is. We're in the 50s out in the shoals, still in the 70s from Huntsville east, but then that all quickly drops to the south into South Georgia. And then as we get into Friday, we're looking at chilly, cool rain showers, we'll call it. Temperatures only in the 50s tomorrow, most likely. And then as we go on into Saturday, notice the wedge here, these cooler temperatures, these 40s. This is the noon hour Saturday, probably looking at upper 40s with some cool rain showers in DeKalb, Jackson, and Marshall County. And even out west in the shoals, only in the 50s. So as we kind of get rid of the rain, we'll start chilly for sunrise services. We'll be probably in the upper 40s. And then as we get to Sunday afternoon, starting to warm up, about 68 degrees in Huntsville, 67 in the shoals. So we're probably going to have to trend that forecast a little bit warmer because the rain and clouds will get out of here. So it's going to be a really, really nice Sunday for Easter plans. And then as we get down the road into next week, we have a fairly consistent upper 60s, low 70s. But then as we get into Tuesday, back in the 70s, I know I'm going a little fast here, but I kind of want to get to this Wednesday time frame. So Thursday, see how much cooler that is there. Thursday under the clouds and rain. So that's kind of what I'm watching. Again, if you're just kind of tuning in here, watching an area of rain right along the back of the front. Now, what you see here isn't all that bad. How much rain do we... and Jameson, that's probably another... I mean, it just depends. It's a cutoff low, and they're real tricky to try to figure out. With the cutoff low, they typically just kind of meander around. They're usually between two areas of high pressure, so we don't... This far out, it's really hard to determine exactly where it's even going to end up. And overall, how much rain. I would say at least kind of a moderate rain rate, probably 1, maybe 2 inches. So, I mean, that could be problematic. I know for farming out there, Jameson. We're trying to get anything done out there. But kind of shift back here to the heavy rain. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. If you're going to be driving out there in the noon hour, this is going to bring kind of a moderate shower through the Huntsville metro area. And then a heavier shower north of Summerville. Of course, that's north of Triana now. But if you're in Summerville, these heavier showers, there's nothing severe at all with this. And I don't think we have any strong wind gusts. But heavy rain from Hartselle down Highway 31 to Falkville. And this is kind of going into Marshall County. But notice what's happening farther to the southwest. This is what's likely going to have a bigger impact. I'm going to switch radars here. And we're going to go down here to Columbus Air Force Base. The closer the radar is, the more accurate the information is going to be on it. So, as we all very well know, this is all northwest of Tuscaloosa right now. And I need to get on the phone with my son. He's supposed to be coming back. He said either today or Saturday, so I'm not sure when he's exactly coming back. I think if you guys have students in college, you kind of know the drill. But there's a lot of lightning with this, heavy rain, so again, I'd rather have him kind of get ahead of these showers and storms because these are going to set in and just be really bad driving conditions as this kind of, the way this is moving, it's going to be moving across Smith Lake with very heavy rain. Yeah, I need to be planting. Yeah, boy, I was really hoping all of next week was going to be dry. That'd be perfect weather for you guys, Jameson. So again, heavy rain coming in, and I think we're going to get some flash flooding from this. Just the way this is kind of, see how this is kind of merging. All this is kind of coming together. So I want to kind of finish with that. I got a few other things to get done around the house. I still got to get my taxes done. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Got to get my son's taxes done when he comes back from school as well, because that deadline's approaching. But overall, just doing this, again, this live here on YouTube, just to kind of give you an update. I'll probably have it reposted as well later on today. You guys take care, and I will see you later. If there are no more questions, I don't see any. All right.